Thank you very much. The UArtZ Big Band. My name is Matt Gallagher. Thank you for being here today. That was an old classic tune called Just in Time, and it was arranged for the Buddy Rich Big Band. And you heard from David Bird on the piano, Peter Frank on the alto, Joe Lockwood on the trumpet, Adam Gresco on the drums. So we're going to do a couple tunes here for you, and for those of you guys that were here earlier, I appreciate you sitting through our little rehearsal, because we have stuff we're working on all the time, and you know, this is our normal rehearsal time, so I got to fit in every minute that I can get with them to beat up on them. So, but it is always a pleasure to perform live for people. This band is a really special group. The students you see here are all undergraduate students. A lot of, you know, really great university big bands have, you know, monster graduate programs, and, you know, they can pull talent from all over the place with older students. And like when we were in Monterey, I remember the one trumpet section had 3 guys in there that looked like me, you know, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, but these guys are all undergraduates, and it's really impressive to see such amazing young talent. And I love to work with these guys every day, because it's really just an amazing experience. The next tune we're going to do is a tune that was actually written by one of these wonderful students. He's a senior, and he's our lead alto player, Peter Frank, and this is his original composition. He was actually a member of the band that won in Monterey, and so he's seen it all, and he's really gotten his writing chops together as well as his playing. So this is Light at the End of the Tunnel. got Sue Choi on the guitar. Peter Frank on the composition. We're now going to feature the guy on the scooter over here. Well, what actually happened was that he wasn't hitting the changes too good, so we kind of got a baseball bat and took his foot out. No, just kidding. He could personally tell you how he kind of broke it, but you know, it's okay. That's something you want to share it with him, or? No, it's okay. He fell in his kitchen. It happens every day, I guess. Making a grilled cheese. So, hey, what are you going to do? But anyway, yeah, he still ate it. That's good. Anyway, this is Joe Lockwood, and he's going to perform on this tune. This is an arrangement that I got from my friends at the U.S. Airmen a Note in Washington, D.C., and it's an original composition that was written by Tyler Kubler, who is their lead alto player. And this is Underground featuring Joe Lockwood. Joe Lockwood. You should hear him when he's not injured. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's really great. And what you guys are, celebrating jazz in Philadelphia and education. This is a guy I knew since before he came here as a student, and to see the growth in just 4 years since I've known him, it's really pretty amazing. And that's what's great about teaching at a school like this is that you recruit talent, and sometimes you grow it yourself. You have students that come to you, some kids that you just kind of know that are going to be really great, and then you get them in this group and you get them around these musicians, and you just see the talent just blow up in front of you, and it's amazing. And I get to do that every day. It's really, really cool. But great job, Joe. Killing, man. So we're gonna do one more tune for you. Let me just take a second to introduce the band to you. Ravi Sinarine, Izzy Moregrass, Peter Frank, Jay Cabrera, Brian Cowan. Saxophone section, Jason Brazaban, Pat Conlon, Scott Blanky, Connor McElroy, John Ford, the trombones, Joe Lockwood, Spencer Sivko, Evan Rondanelli, John Polanco, Dan Horning in the trumpet section, Adam Gresco, Jack Judge, Soon Choi, David Bird, and of course, Dan McCain on the bass, the guy that holds it together for us all. Also, since we're a Philly crowd, how many people are from the Philly area in this band? Raise your hands. Yeah, all right. Represent, that's cool. So anyway, we're going to do it's a great Stan Kenton standard, Little Minor Blues. URC Big Band. Dan Horning on the trumpet. Peter Frank. David Bird. Thank you, Gerald Beasley.
And that's under the direction of Mr. Matt Gallagher. Woo! Wow, great job. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What happened? Oh, there's like a whole other thing going on, and I'm just too old to know what it is. What is it? All right. So once again, that's the Z. Oh, they call you Dad. Isn't that nice? So much child support. It's amazing. That's incredible. You're going to need a second job, brother. Once again, Matt Gallagher and the University of the Arts Z Big Band. Incredible. Great job, you guys. Great job. All right. So, you know, listening to this band, it really kind of underscores what we talked about this morning. And at least it kind of lets us know that jazz is alive and well, and that it's in good hands with young people like this. This is fantastic. All right, so we are going to, in just a couple of minutes, go into our next panel, which will be about building your business management team. We've got some awesome folks to tell you all about that. And at this time, I'm going to introduce a dear friend of mine who's been an advisor to me throughout this process. He is no stranger to putting on jazz conferences. In fact, he is the organizer, or co-organizer, one of the organizers of the, that's all right. That's all right. I'll see you at the family reunion, son. It'll be great. He is one of the organizers of the Jazz Congress, and for many years put on the Jazz Connect Conference and Jazz Times. And he is actually a transplanted, a Philadelphia, what do you call it when you're an expatriate? You were in Philly for many years and then you left and now you come back to help us? A Philadelphian, that's all he is. Please show your appreciation for my good friend, Mr. Lee Mergner.
Thanks, Gerald. Yeah, I grew up in Abington, Glenside, but then lived in Germantown through the 70s, late 70s. I went back to look at my old apartment, and man, everything's nicer now here. I took my wife through South Philly. I said, I took her through it like a couple weeks ago by car, you know, and she goes, I thought South Philly was Italian. I said, everything's different here, you know. So I don't even recognize it. But anyway, it's so great to be here with you guys. We kind of came up with this idea to do a gathering as much just to bring the community together. And one of the greatest things I've found from doing the conferences is not necessarily, no offense to our panelists coming up here, but what you can learn from them, which is true. These are really great people we found and asked to do stuff. I look around and I see these folks from the industry, different festivals and booking agents and whatever, but also what you can learn from each other. And it's so amazing what you can get from just interacting with each other. Please make sure you just introduce yourselves to somebody you don't know. I'm amazed that over the years when I would do these conferences, I did Jazz Times Convention and then IHAE, and how much stuff happened that I had no idea was going on, and it was because of folks interacting with each other. So I think what Gerald's done here in bringing people together is a great first step here, and I sure hope this is going to be an annual thing. I see no reason for it not to be. How are we doing with our panel? What? Yeah. We'll just do it. We know everything. We know our shit. Moments away. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions for us or anything? We're just, you know, no? Okay, here you go. Go ahead. She asked what? She asked what made you put this summit together, Gerald? What was?
So Jazz Philadelphia, which is a new organization comprised of some wonderful leaders from the community. There are 12 members of our leadership team. It's brought together by a wonderful person by the name of Patricia Caesar. Give it up for Trish. we thought that because of the nature of our organization, which is to be a convener and to bring musicians and artists and presenters and supporters of the music together, we're going to do this long term through our collective impact process, where we'll actually gather a lot of information and input from the community and see that we can solve some of the problems that are facing us. We thought that the summit would be a visible and tangible representation of this, of us coming together. And based on some of the experiences that I've had, and our executive director, Heather Blakesley, who's done a lot of work with conventions in the sustainability community, I've done some of this work with the Base Boot Camp and putting on educational projects. And of course, Lee has, I don't know, 20 plus years of putting on conferences. We know that this kind of event works on the level that he's discussed in terms of inspiring and informing people. So that's really the impetus behind it. I hope that answers you.
Well, I think we're ready for the panel. For this is about, as you guys know, oh, one more question? Is it a good one? Can we get a label out of this? What? A recording label. Oh, he wants to know. Oh boy, that's a good question for the panel. In fact, it sets me up to introduce the moderator, who I've known for a long time. I first met her, I think she was working for RCA or Atlantic Records back when they had big record labels, you know. And she was a very formidable record exec. And she's since gone on to management. And now she runs a group called Passion Music Group. And she's going to steer the discussion and steer us all through understanding of how artists can build a team and sort of have to do the 400 things. So please welcome Michelle Taylor from Passion Music Group. I didn't know if you...
Hi, good afternoon. Well, hey, Philly, good afternoon. Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, we're getting set up here. So, as we get set up, I just want to talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. This is called Building the Artist Business Team, and we're going to share information about management, about booking, about social media, and